past, maybe a few weeks ago, if you guys remember that or not, I was introduced as one of Fussel's newest facilitators. And it's such an honor to be here to serve you guys. It's brought me a lot of joy so far, and I hope that it continues to bring me lots and lots of joy. Now, I feel that since I'm here, it's only fair that I take just a little bit of time to introduce myself, who I am and what it is that I love to do. So, my name is Maxwell Holflock. You can just call me Max if you want. I was born in Mankato, but I was raised in Faribault here. Some of my greatest passions in life include talking to people, going outside, enjoying the nature, listening to music, playing video games from time to time. I love me my Nintendo, love that stuff. It's just very good. Now, if you notice, some of those hobbies are very single player, very solo, if you catch my drift. And that is because I grew up an only child. I was kind of by myself, kind of a lone wolf. I didn't really have too many friends growing up either. So, not only that, I also had I went to a small school, legit, there were only 50 people there, and it was K through 12, so it was tiny. So, the things I did, the things I enjoyed were really just things I could do by myself. So, that's kind of my life growing up. I guess you could say I was kind of sheltered. You could say that. But, when I got to college here, all of that really changed. As I came to college 3 years ago, so I got up and started connecting more with people, and one thing I realized is that a lot of people come from many different walks of life, Some have broken homes, some have none at all. Some struggle with,
women.
That's right. Yeah, they struggle with women. I hate that damn truth.
True.
No, some struggle with overabundance and hoarding, and some struggle to find their next meal. Some people peak in high school and can never find that validation that they once had, and some people can't find true companionship until much later in their life. And just talking to people, getting to know more people, I realized one thing to be true. I realized that everyone has their battles. Everyone is plagued by some unfortunate circumstance in their life that they can't control. Now, if you have them, you know that they're there. But sometimes they can be hard to recognize because they can be so matter of fact, Some can be as quiet as a mouse and hardly even seen, unless you look really hard. And some circumstances can hit you right in the face like a bright white light. And, speaking of white, I think it's only fair that I address the bright, gleaming white elephant in the room here. Obviously, I suffered with a severe cocaine addiction when I was seriously, it's terrible. Like, all my hair is white because of it. It's terrible. No, actually, I was born with a genetic condition called albinism. Basically, what this means for my life is two things. First of all, I have no pigment in my body. And if you don't know what pigment is, that's okay. Not really a word that's used too much. But it's basically what gives your skin, your hair, your eyes their wonderful color. And me, I'm just lacking it out. The second thing is that I am legally blind. My vision is bad enough to the point where I'm legally blind. Right now, I'm sitting at 20 over 80 by the numbers. So whatever you see from 80 feet away, I would see from 20 feet away. So there's a pretty big contrast there. And what this means for me, there's obviously personal setbacks for those things, but there's also setbacks in society. For example, because of my hair, it's so bright, I am very easily recognized by people. There are many people who recognize me in public than I recognize them because I lack the vision to see them until they're within talking range. So that kind of, it's been tough. So if you guys have ever wondered why, if you've ever seen me in public and you wonder, oh, he didn't see me or something like that, why didn't he talk to me? It's more than likely because I just didn't notice you. But that's fine. That's fine. Growing up in high school, very, very fun for me. I was the butt of the joke. A lot. I would allow myself to be Max the albino, Max the blind guy, and that was just who I was to everyone in high school. They'd always make the jokes, oh, you can't see her, and it's fine. You can poke fun at me. I don't care. It doesn't affect me. But I would like to think that I'm more than just Max the albino, But all of that aside, all of the society stuff aside, that doesn't really matter to me, okay? What really matters to me is what I'm not able to do because of my disability. First of all, I'm not able to take high-paying jobs that require 20/20 vision, like piloting, trucking, military, all this stuff. Surgeon, I can't do it because I don't have the vision. I may never be able to do it unless artificial intelligence does it. That's it. But that's, what that gets into is what I want for my life. In the future, I hope to have a beautiful wife and wonderful children. And the hardest part is that I may never be able to provide for them in the way that I long to as a man. I may never be able to drive them to practice, drive them to school, work, on vacation, and there may be times where they have to get me in the passenger seat and drive me. As a man, that hurts. So, there have been recently 3 vital virtues that I've learned through this that have helped me break free of these doubts, of these fears, and foster hope in my life once again. And the first one is called faith. Now, when I talk about faith, I think I need to answer a couple questions in order to get across the idea of what I mean by faith. And those questions are, what is faith? What do I hope for through faith? And to what or whom do I place my faith in? So, I'll just answer this first. What is faith? I take my definition of faith from one of the biggest faith books in the world, and that is the Bible. And the Bible says this about faith. Now, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. So to me, this means that faith is absolute trust. Assurance of the unseen, or what could be, for my life, is that builds the foundation of that trust. And then confidence is the fruit of that trust being tested. Through these processes, trust fosters faith that over time becomes absolute or whole. So that's what I mean by faith. That's what faith is to me. Second, what do I hope for through faith? Pretty simple. I would like to believe that I'm born for something more. That my fate in this life is not what the world defines it to be. And I will lead the life and be the man that I yearn to be. And third, to what or whom do I place my faith in? Now, this is my decision. I've decided to place my faith in Jesus Christ because of his teachings. Now, that is my own decision. And I promise you, I will never judge you for what you do or do not decide to place your faith in. That is your choice alone. It is not mine. It is okay. This is just what has worked for me because of teachings like this, where he says, truly, I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will be done. Nothing will be impossible for you. Very encouraging for me. So, to summarize about this, about faith, I have confidence that I was not born with circumstances that I can't control simply for them to control me. I'm assured of this through the teachings of Jesus Christ, and thus faith is fostered. Now I know, trust, right? It is so much easier said than done. But sometimes we don't stop and ask, why is it so hard to trust? So today, I want to play a little game with you, okay? We're going to play a little game. It's going to be called Place Your Trust. I'm going to put 2 people on the screen, and I'm going to give you a scenario. And then what we're going to do is we're going to decide who who to place our trust in, okay? So this is the first scenario. These are the first two people. Place your trust. Okay? Now, scenario one, you're going through a tough time and you need a therapist. Who would you rather place your trust in to help you get through it? On the left, we have a licensed therapist. He travels to various schools and residences. And on the right, we have your local coke addict who stays at home and has his windows boarded up. So, what I'd like you to do is raise your hand if you would trust the guy on the left to be your therapist. Okay? Now, raise your hand if you would trust the guy on the right to be your therapist.
No.
Let's go. Let's go. Okay. So let's see what happens, okay? Let's see how these guys turn out. The coke addict died. He died. Nobody knows. He died, okay? He's not going to be helping you because he's dead. He's gone, okay? And so what about the therapist? Well, it turns out the therapist actually ended up abusing one of his 13-year-old patients. And obviously, I'm paraphrasing because this is a real story and it is absolutely disgusting. If you want to know more about it, you can talk to me after this. But let's just move on from that. Yeah, let's move on from that. We'll get into the second one here. Now, you're falsely accused of illegally possessing 20 kilos of cocaine. Who would you rather place your trust in to represent you? Okay? On the left here,
absolutely not Hopper.
On the left here, we have a licensed lawyer practicing for over 42 years. That's right. That's right. And on the right, we got Hopper. Okay? A wanted man across 38 states, and he can't even be trusted to have a pack of cigarettes. So, that's right. That's right. So raise your hand if you would trust the nice lady on the left. Okay. Now raise your hand if you would trust the guy on the right.
I'm calling you.
Never trust a woman.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's coming.
Locked in. Let's see how these guys turned out. Now, Hopper, he fled to Romania. He is not. He ain't come to your court of law anytime soon because I think if this man appeared in a court of law, it would not be good for him. And the lawyer lady, she abandons her clients. She's been known to abandon her clients on multiple occasions.
I can't trust anyone.
Again, this is a real woman. This is a real case. If you want to know more, speak to me. So, why did we do all this? What does this show? The reason it is so hard to trust people is because people are broken. Everyone is broken. Everyone has their own flaws, has their own imperfections, and that is okay. Because when you realize that there's nobody out there who is inherently better, inherently worse, inherently more broken or less broken, you start to have humility. Okay? Humility. What is humility? I like to think of kind of a mindset, and I take this from scripture too. This is kind of the mindset to be in, to have humility. For by the grace given to me, I say to every one of you, do not think of yourself more highly than you ought, but rather think of yourself with sober judgment, in sober judgment. Okay? What does that mean? What is sober judgment? Think about it this way. If your body is filled with cocaine, you're going to be up here. You're going to be buzzing off the walls, crawling on the ceiling. You're going to be all the way up here. But if you're under the influence of alcohol, you're going to be down here. Okay, you're going to be low. You're going to be sad, maybe, and just low. So what does it mean to have sober judgment? To have sober judgment doesn't mean you're all the way up here saying, oh my gosh, yes, this is me. And you're not all the way down here. Oh, I'm terrible. Not like that. It is a sober, normal, equal judgment. It is almost an equilibrium of judgment. You have to find that equilibrium of judgment. And there is nothing more sobering than realizing that we're all on the same level of brokenness. Okay? Finally, the last thing I learned is acceptance. What is acceptance? To me, gentlemen, it's this. Come on. You gotta be joking. It's a big moment. It's a big moment. Okay. Let's just play with me for a little bit, okay?
No.
Imagine on the screen, it says this, okay? Because I have this, I don't know where it went, but it's set up here. You deserve to be loved and accepted. You deserve to be loved and accepted. And how could I know that? How could I know that every single one of you is deserving of feeling love and acceptance? Because everything that I've said about my life also applies to your life. Okay? Number one, you were not born into this life to be controlled by things that you can't control. Whether that's a broken home, financial struggles, acts of injustice done against you, or whatever they may be, these things do not have a hold on you. Number two, you have no right to be hard on yourself. Because everybody in this room is just as flawed, just as broken, and just as imperfect as you are. We were all made this way, and that's what unifies us all. Finally, because of these truths, you are no less worthy of being loved and accepted by others. No matter how far it may seem from you, you will never be too far from finding it. And I know this to be true because you are here with me tonight. Hustle is a place that is led by faith and humility. So I hope that it's here where you can find your